it's like day, I don't know, 33 tomorrow. Tomorrow I have the last practice for the Fiona Apple cover band, and the next day I have the show for the Fiona Apple cover band, and the day after that I have a 2-hour show in Grand Rapids that I haven't really prepared for. Should probably put this video up after in case anyone watches these and sees that I am admitting that I'm not ready for it. It'll be fine. Not trying to lower my standards, just trying to do too much. And I think that that is maybe when you do too much is why standards get lowered a little bit, because it's not possible to do it all well. But I've never had just like one dream, so it's like impossible to just be like, I'm just gonna focus on this one thing. It's like the second I try to do that, then I have another album pop in my head or whatever. Doing all these cover songs is nice. I actually enjoy it, except for the daily factor of it. But the thing is, I've learned that my internal wiring is, I don't want to say lazy, but my internal wiring just doesn't need to really connect with anyone outside of myself. But then I would secretly harbor all these thoughts of hoping that someday millions of people would hear me. So that doesn't make any sense. And I think I'm coming to terms with how much my dreams don't make sense. And these 4 years of creativity school is a way for me to see that, like, yeah, I may have all this talent, like people have been telling me that my whole life, but that doesn't equate to being successful on this planet or successful in the music industry. It's like who you know, mixed with who pushes you, mixed with who supports you financially, and my particular combination of elements is not something that leads to being big. So it's been really weird coming to terms with that these last 3 years. And having some pretty like big to me successes after getting to know this industry and like, you know, becoming friends with, you know, Johnny and Florist and playing shows with people that I admire, Jordan and Mutual Benefit, Micah and Breathe I'll Breathe, like people that I looked up to and then approached them like equals and then came to feel like an equal and be part of their world and have them be part of mine. And it's all possible. It's possible to craft your own way. And you could argue that this was all going better for me when I crafted it a little bit more intentionally, and that from an external rewards perspective that it all started going worse when I started admitting how much it was crafted and how hard that was and how it actually felt to live that way and how little I was, I don't know, you know, stuff hasn't been falling in my lap in the same way that it did back when I lived in Chicago. Like when I lived there, I was just getting opportunities handed to me. People offering, one person handed me, well, they didn't physically hand it to me, but they offered it multiple times. $10,000 check. No strings attached. No producer credits even asked for. Just somebody wanted to give me money to make sure I put my songs in the world. And all I was doing was showing up once a month to this singer-songwriter circle at Old Town School of Folk Music. And I'll never forget that guy who was very confused that I wouldn't take his $10,000. He's like, I'm a lawyer. I don't need this money. Like, please make your album. I will love it if you make your album, is what he said. And I said no because I had such a weird history with men. And not weird, bad history with men that I just didn't want that kind of tie to a person whose motives I didn't understand, and they were probably truly genuine. Like, he just really liked my music. I wrote a lot of trauma songs back then too. It was very honest, but I wasn't ready. So, but then 2 different other men offered to record me for free in professional studios with really nice gear, and like those people I just felt better about. Both of them are freaking gems in the world. Garrett Lane and Ethan Stoller, and both of them produced me for free. for no reason other than believing in me. And like, I haven't fallen backwards into that kind of grace and opportunity since I've lived in Michigan. Everything in Michigan I've had to fight for and work for and push for. And I almost feel like I'm begging here. And I don't really understand that. And I have needed for like over a year now to start talking about it because, and I've needed to maybe pull away from it a little bit in order to start talking about it because, I don't know, because it doesn't make sense to me. It's not how my life was before. Like, I moved to New York, and within 1 year I'm being groomed to like understudy to like music direct on Broadway and off Broadway, and like here I don't feel like there's any need or demand for my talents on piano or writing or anything. Maybe it's because here there just isn't as big of a need or demand for the arts in general. Like, everyone who's doing it here is kind of like, almost has this like grateful that people are even listening vibe. Whereas in big cities, I felt like people, I don't know, it just was different. I can't explain it. I'm honestly surprised I'm still here. Like, it's for love. I went through some really traumatic stuff here, and then I fell in love after that, and I was at a job, and both were stable, being in love and being in that job, and I left that job and started my own piano studio, and I'm still in love with that man, and he's better to me than he's ever been. Like, well, he's always been great. I mean, it's just, in other words, it's going well, so it's just hard to, I don't know. I've started over a lot of times in my life, but anyway, that's a weird check-in video. It wasn't really about this challenge, but all of it is true. I don't really connect with Grand Rapids. I tried really hard to. I tried to invite the musicians and the people into my heart and kind of elevate them because they made me feel elevated just knowing them. There's a lot of like Michigan fame around here. I almost called my Michigan Dreams album, well, I didn't ever really almost call it this, but I thought it would be funny to have an album called Michigan Famous. But, you know, I had never heard of anybody from here when I lived in Chicago, and it's only a few hours away. And then when I came here, I came to find that there was a lot of celebrating of these Michigan artists, and then I came to fall in love with them too. Not all of them, but like some different ones, and, you know, really high levels of talent, and just not enough opportunities for the amount of talent that I've run across here, and it's upsetting. But maybe that's just the nature of not being in a big city. It's just like there's not a demand for it here. People are fine to let you feel like a hobbyist here. I don't like it. I find it insulting. Not just to me, but like to all the musicians that I've met here that are busting their butts, and they're not getting the kind of either financial compensation or notoriety or respect for how hard they work and how much they put into the culture here. And maybe that's true in theaters too around here. I have no idea. But I just don't feel like a demand and a love for original arts here. It's upsetting. It really is. I see I don't know. It makes me not want to stay here. So Michigan, if you're listening, like, up your game, man, because you're a beautiful state and you're full of more talent than I've probably ever seen in one place other than major cities. And like, and I've been quite a few places. Like, I'm being serious and very sincere. Like, I love that. I love the talent. That's why I worked so hard for years with house shows and made Lady Fest at the Lakeshore and busted my butt on that. One year was almost only the Lady Fest year. It's like on my wall. This was the first year. Maddie Jackson made this poster, and she was like just starting art school. You can see all the musicians we brought on. And this Lamplight Music Festival was like a glorious thing. There's the DAC. There's so many good things here. Like, I want it to be a great place. It is a great place. Whether or not I am here forever is irrelevant. Like, it's a great place. I just wish musicians were given more I was going to say respect, but I just mean more, just in general. I just wish the world cared about live music, original live music. I don't know, kind of unilaterally. And I don't mean different levels, like, sure, if someone's a beginner versus if someone's a pro, like, sure, don't give the beginner as much, whatever. But, like, sometimes the beginners are the ones who are just, like, whatever. A lot of this is popularity. I've been really trying to deal with this sort of, like, awareness of not being one of the cool kids. And I learned that this year, recently, with a poem that I wrote called Cool Kid Suicide, which is what I want to commit to my inner cool kid. Anyway, I've had a lot of changes the last couple weeks since my last check-in video. I should probably, like, I don't know, post more of the songs that I've written in the last couple weeks. I haven't been posting them. I should, like, do a spoken word poetry thing with that poem I wrote. Like, I should do something that shares all this growth and change rather than just only do cover songs now. But I don't know, just kind of struggling. To be fair, some of it is because of personal stuff going on, some pretty big things that had happened in this past week, that, like, big conversations that kind of had me down, and I have a good support system talking me through it all. So anyway, that's how it feels as of today. And I'm glad this video featured my money tree and this cute pig picture from someone I know who's got a very lovely heart. And my lamp that I've had since gosh knows when, maybe college. Alright, bye.